In this video I'll be unboxing the Filco Majestouch Mechanical Keyboard. This keyboard is available in many different versions, or 3 different versions: the click, the tactile and the linear. These decide what switches the keyboard has. The click has Cherry MX Blues, the tactile has Cherry MX Browns, and the linear has Cherry MX Blacks. They all have different sort of feels. This is the one with the MX Blues, the click version. So that's it. You can tell by the sort of model number. The C here will either be C, L or T. That'll define click, linear or tactile. And the 105 shows the full size keyboard and not the 10 keyless, which doesn't have the number pad along the side. So it's a very, very plain box. There's nothing really printed on it apart from the model number, which is a sticker, and the Filco logo, which is actually quite nice. It's sort of set down into it, sort of gold and reflective. It's nice. So let's open this up and see what you get. So this keyboard costs £114 from the keyboard company, which seems like a lot, and it is a lot, especially for a keyboard with no sort of advanced functions. But this is designed as a very high quality keyboard with very high quality mechanical key switches. What mechanical key switch is rather than a normal keyboard that has rubber domes under each key, pressing a membrane down, these have individual electronic micro switches under each key, which means an extremely tactile and easy to type on keyboard, and you can type extremely quickly on them. But they are obviously more expensive to make, considering they've got to have a lot of extra components and stuff in them. So first thing we get is the user manual, and there is where I got it from, keyboardcompany.com. They're UK based, however they ship worldwide as far as I know, so you can definitely get it. If you're in your country you can get this. They sell a whole variety of these keyboards, all different country layouts. You can tell the country layout by the bit on the end of the model number, in this case UK. But you can get all different layouts. You can buy different keys for them. You can get ones with blank keys, ones with these keys. You can buy blank keys for ones with letters on the keys. You can buy letters on the keys for ones with blank keys. You can buy different coloured keys. You can buy everything you want for these. So there's a wide variety of things. This thing, just general instructions, warranty, included items, stuff like that. Another thing is this is actually made by a company called Diatech. So first thing we get here before we look at the keyboard is a USB to PS2 adapter. Now it's quite important to note this isn't just for running on old computers that don't have USB, because if you do you should get a new computer. What this is this keyboard supports something called N-key rollover, which means you can press down as many of the keys as you want at the same time and it'll still register. So you could have, crazy key combinations that require all the keys on the keyboard to be pressed or something, and it would be able to pick it up in the computer. Other keyboards don't have this and wouldn't be able to pick up, and it would sort of miss out keys if you pressed a lot at the same time. However, to support N-key rollover you must use a PS2, because the USB interface in your computer will not support that, so you need to use this adapter. It's also generally better to use PS2 anyway, because just the way it works, you're going to get faster response time because it sends an interrupt to the processor, so your key will stroke registered immediately rather than having to be queued up. So that's also quite important. So if you have a PS2 port on your computer you should use that. So in this book some cardboard at the back. The whole keyboard's coming out now, and it seems to be sort of just tangled up in this bit. Okay, that's out. Okay, got the keyboard here. Just put it to one side just then I'll reassemble the box, because I've got to make the rest of it. Okay, so here's the keyboard. And one thing you'll note if you're comparing this to a regular membrane keyboard is the weight. This thing weighs a lot more. It's got a little protective thing on it. It's quite a nice little protective thing. You could use that again if you wanted to protect it. However, they also sell what's called, I think it's a keyboard roof, I think it is. It's expensive, it's about 40 quid, probably a bit more. But it can flip over and it's like an entire perspex shell to cover this. You may wonder why they sell things like that for it. These keyboards are designed to last a very long time. Like, buy one of these, you probably never need to buy another keyboard again. So take that off, and there's the keyboard. Very nice looking. Feels extremely nice as well. If you listen to the keys, they're extremely nice and clicky. That's Cherry MX's. So if you press it down, you feel tactile bump when it activates, and you hear a click. However, the different varieties have different things, so I'll quickly talk about that. So this is the click version, which uses Cherry MX Blues. So when you press the key down, you can hear an audible click, quite a loud click. And you can feel the switch actuate with your finger. It sort of bumps slightly. The Cherry MX Browns, or the tactile version, you can feel it click, but it doesn't produce an audible click sound. The linear version, you don't feel it when the switch activates and you cannot hear it. However, all these versions will make a noise if you bottom out the key, when you press the key right against the bottom of the keyboard. They'll all make that noise. However, with mechanical keyboards, you don't have to press it all the way down. You can just type very gently like that, and it'll actuate it. So another look at the board. So over here you have the nice Filco logo. Green LEDs, however, different versions of different keys, different LED colours. On the base of the keyboard, Majestouch, some Japanese writing, keyboardco.com, that's again the place you buy these from. However, they're also available from other places, such in the UK you can buy them from Custom PCs. It's Custom PCs with a K. Little stands. These all have little rubber bits in them. There's a rubber bit here, so if you're standing up it won't slide across your desk. There's also rubber here, so it won't slide away. It's also very heavy, so you're unlikely to have that problem. There's also a USB which will go into your PS2 adapter, and a nice Filco cable tie. As far as different versions of these goes, you can get them in all different country layouts, and you can also buy different keys, such as red escape keys, I think blue or purple WASD keys for gaming. You can buy a set of blank keys for touch typing. If you've bought them, you can also get a keyboard in just a completely blank version out the box. They also sell a Ninja version of this keyboard, which rather than having the letters on the top, they have them printed on the sides of the keys a bit like this here, but for all the keys. So it's sort of in between blank and printed. So it's a really good keyboard. Oh yeah, they also did a 10 keyless version, which basically doesn't have the number pad on the side, so you can keep your mouse closer to your keyboard if you don't use your number pad much. And for that they also sell a separate number pad that again uses mechanical key switches. However, I decided to go for this version because it works out the best for me. So yeah, it's really good. So for a little comparison, I'm going to grab my other keyboard and we're going to compare this keyboard to an older mechanical keyboard to a membrane keyboard. So I'll be right back. Now we're going to be comparing these three keyboards. So this is the Filco Majestouch using Cherry MX Blue switches, but available with others as well. This is the Dell AT-102W, which is basically the same version as the 101W, it's just the UK version of it. And this uses Alps Black switches. And up here we have an HP Wireless keyboard, no idea what model it is, not used it for a very long time, but this is a membrane based keyboard. This is how it compares them. So this is the Filco Majestouch that we're looking at, which as you can see when typing, it's very nice. The keys are very springy, so it's very hard, it's quite hard to bottom out, so it's quite easy not to bottom out, so you don't always have to hit the bottom of the key. You can just do that without actually hitting the bottom of the keyboard, which is nice. So it also makes an audible click when you press the key and gives you tactile feedback. The keys are also quite light to press. Just get that out of the way and bring in the Dell. So this is the board I'm using up until now, which has Alps Black switches, which when you press them, they don't make an audible click, or a very slight one, but not sort of meant to be an audible click, it's just a very faint click, and you can feel it quite tactile. However, they're not very springy, so they're very easy to bottom out. It's very easy if you're typing to bottom out. It's almost impossible not to. The other thing with this is that the Alps Black switches tend to wear out with age and can get quite frictiony. Some of the keys here are doing that. But this keyboard was made in 1996, so you can sort of forgive for getting a bit worn out. Oh, knock the camera over. Get that one out of the way. And I take a look at this membrane keyboard, which is like a sort of cheap basic keyboard that comes with computers nowadays. This one came with an old HP system, and as you can see, not a nice type on, no tactile feedback, no audible click, and you have to press the key all the way down to actuate it. On the mechanical ones you don't, you can just press it part way. This one you have to press the key all the way down, you have to press it quite hard. And really, after typing on a mechanical keyboard, if you go back to one of these, you won't be able to go back to one of these, because these just, in comparison, just feel so squishy and just there compared to a mechanical keyboard. So get that out of the way and bring back the Filco. So that's Filco there. It's a very, very nice keyboard. And the other thing to note is space-bars, things like this. You can press it in both sides without it flexing at all. Very lightweight to press. Very, very nice. Okay, so thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate and subscribe.